What were your takeaways, Bob?
Pretty much what I thought. We're physically very talented, and we got some learning to do.
You've been working through multiple people at the point other than ones that we saw out there tonight?
Not really. I don't have any more. You saw everybody we have. Jordan and Knapp pretty much play against each other every day. When Beetle's healthy, Beetle's also playing point. Beetle played well when he played. He just, we got to get his hand healed up.
That's like a wrist thing?
No, it's ligaments. Ligaments in his hand. They're not torn, they're just stretched, I guess.
You don't hear much about Wesley Harris, but he looks like he's going to be able to give you something that you probably need.
He shot the ball a lot better than what he shot the ball a year ago, and he's got experience and he's got good feet, so he's a lot more effective in the press. We didn't press very much or press very well. I think they were trying, they just couldn't get to where they're supposed to be. But he's got the best feet. Putting Derek up there is pretty good too because he's so long. He deflects a lot of balls.
Is the potential strength of this press more in the midcourt, those second-level traps, just because you have so many guys like that are longer and have bigger wingspans?
It depends on who we play. You know, if we end up playing Jermaine a good bit, then that really gives us good size in traps. And if we can play Derek and Sags or Derek and one of those other two bigs together, we can put him on the ball. I mean, I think you can see we got more than just Sags back there to protect the rim now. I mean, he's the best, but those other guys, Derek does a good job protecting the rim. So does Drew.
Speaking of Sags, I mean, you mentioned that he's increased his range. He made a 3 tonight. He took the ball baseline to baseline once, sort of. And, I mean, seems like there's a lot more to him than there was last year.
Well, he's worked really hard at shooting the ball, Bob. I'm not crazy about watching him dribble, but I was hoping over the summer he would kind of become like KJ was, you know, where KJ could step out and shoot threes and really stretch the defense, and we could do some things to get him some step-in shots. I don't want him driving it because he's going to end up running over people, and we need him in the game. We don't need dumb fouls. But I have no problem with him shooting the ball. He shot it pretty well at the end of last year from 15, 16, and I think he can increase that range.
Coach, the game in general is about guards, I would say. Are you at a point yet where you can go to your guards collectively and say, okay, you know, we're putting the game in their guys' hands? Do you want to get to that point with this bunch, or can you get to that point with this bunch?
Justin, I'm trying to get them to throw the ball to the same color shirt that they have on right now and keep it between the black lines. Yeah. That'd be a hell of an improvement if they just would do those two things. A lot of it is, and I mean, I think it's that way for the bigs too. Whenever we run that, you know, that 3-game stuff that we like to run, you got to know who to look for. And when you're dribbling it all over the place and got your head down, you don't see anybody. But you try to run a set and you try to get the ball to somebody because maybe the other team's in foul trouble, that guy's in foul trouble, or you want to get him in foul trouble, or you think he's the weak link, you can ISO him. And if they don't know where to look and kind of when he's coming open, they get covered up. And then if you throw it in there, you end up forcing it, or you throw it and they have to chase it, or the other team gets help in there. So, I mean, that's the challenge. The challenge is, you know, it's you should know who's coming open first, who's coming open second, who's coming open third. What do you do whenever they overhelp? Where's the ball supposed to go? And that takes a while. I mean, and Jordan's really good. I mean, he's really good. His skill level's really good. That kind of stuff he never had to do. You know, it's kind of like a quarterback who can really pass it, but he doesn't know where to look. You know, by the time he finds an open guy, he's already covered up the guy that was open, and that's kind of where we are. You know, we got a lot of work to do. I think fortunately the scrimmage next Saturday will help us. The Penn State deal will help us, because we got to get better. I watched Buffalo tape the other day. They're good, and they're not just pretty good. They're good.
You guys are picked third in the Big 12 today in the coaches poll. Just kind of wondering what you thought of that. Is that a fair expectation at this point, or?
Honestly, don't pay any attention. We could be first. We could be sixth. You know? Depends on how fast those guys learn.
Yeah.
I think we're talented enough. I don't think talent is the problem. I think knowledge is a problem. It's hard when you can't get all five guys on the same page, because somebody's always going to get in the way if you don't have everybody on the same page. And you know, Ronnie tried to run some stuff today, and Derek didn't have a clue what he was doing. He stumbles into things because he's so athletic.
Right.
Those guys got to get up to speed. And I tell them every day, listen, man, if I can't trust you to do the right thing, how am I going to push you the game?
Does this team have the potential to be as good a rebounding team as you've had? Seems like you've got length and athleticism.
Depends on who we play, but you would think so, Bob. You would think, and I don't know, you know, where we go or how we go, but East and West to this point aren't rebounding the way they're capable, because they're still in the summertime thing and running around out on the perimeter. But I mean, Derek ought to be a terrific rebounder. Sags is already, I think, a terrific rebounder. We just got to get them doing the right things. And when you haven't done it, it's when you're conditioned to, when the ball's shot, stand there and watch it. You're probably going to stand there and watch it. And, you know, we've got to get them conditioned to go rebound the ball where the ball's coming off.
I know it can be difficult to judge from a game like this, but do you see positive signs of improvement in transition? Seems like you got some guys you can throw it up to. Maybe some guys pass it a little better.
I don't know. Our spacing's not very good. We got guys who can really run it, don't run. If we could get a big, and our bigs can run, they're capable of running. They'll just run right down the middle of the floor and make their big, occupy their big for one, and wear their big down. It gives us an advantage. And we got a bunch of guys that are capable of making shots. You know, they're not capable of making hard shots, they're not capable of making bad shots, but they're capable of making the shots that they really ought to take.
Not sure how much you paid attention to this, but the NBA G League's created that new alternative into the one and done rule. Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on how that could really impact the college game going forward?
Could hurt Kentucky. Could hurt Kentucky and Duke. I mean, the majority of us don't do that anymore. My I've had a few one and dones, however many years I've been doing this, and I'm okay as long as they're going to go where they say they're going to go, and as long as they're mature enough to handle it, I'm fine with it. But does it affect the majority of college basketball? Absolutely not. I mean, the truth of the matter is that's happening because they can't make a change right now. The NBA can't make a change right now because of bylaws to let guys come out of high school. So this is the next best thing. There was a big movement that guys should be allowed to come out of high school and go right to the NBA if they could. If you look at the numbers, though, you look at the people from the schools that have had enough one and dones to really have a decent sample. There's a whole bunch of guys that don't make it now. I mean, you know, we can sit here and argue: is that good for them, or should they have to stay in school? I don't know. Depends on the individual. Some of them it's good for, some of them it's not. But I mean, that's life, right? Make choices. It's like Bob made a choice to come here rather than go to the bar.
That's right.
Anything else?
Thank you.